What's up, Mr. X Crew? And today I'm here to talk about the world's worst Nickelodeon cartoon ever made. And that show is the Patrick Star Show. Now I just got done watching episode 2 yesterday. I don't like it. It's not funny. It makes no sense. It's like the worst show that I could ever see. You know, I I I don't appreciate that show being made. It's worse than Craig of the Creek. It's worse than SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants was supposed to be canceled and stay canceled and not be brought back by the people that who came up with the show back in 1999. Now, SpongeBob and the Patrick Star Show are like two different shows. It takes place in his house or his parents' house. His parents are idiots. He's retarded, and I I don't really like the show. I mean, if y'all like it, then so be it. But me in general, I don't I don't really like shows like that anymore. To me, today shows like that don't is not really that funny to me. It's really not because it doesn't have the commentary. The show's too silly. The show is too sloppy. Well, it's not sloppy, but it's not funny enough for me to laugh at. You know, like shows like Fairly Odd Parents, LT Gray, and Danny Phantom. Those shows I can laugh at because it has action. It's an action packed show. Fairly Odd Parents. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but it's not like Danny Phantom funny. But Danny Phantom and Fairly Odd Parents are two different shows made by the same people. It's made by the same people, but they have two different scripts, script writers, actors, artists, hair and makeup, all that other stuff. But Fairly Odd Parents is like it's a whole different show. It's totally different from where it used to be. Where I grew up and watched shows like Cow and Chicken and Courage Carly Dog and but Courage Carly Dog was supposed to come out in 2016, but that never happened. The people from Courage Carly Dog couldn't make the reboot because the people who made the show from 2000 to 2001 are either dead or just plain retired or of an age where they're to a point where they couldn't make the show. You know, they couldn't make the show for a very good reason. You know, there's a reason why they didn't make shows like that. It's because either the ratings or the viewers probably want to see something fresh, something different, and something a little more subtle, a little more subtle than usual. But I stuck with that. I stuck with that back in when I was growing up. I actually enjoyed watching shows like Samurai Jack, Teen Titans, Courage Cause Dog, Static Shock, a few others that I should mention like the hit 1999 series, 1997 series, Johnny Bravo, aka the personator of the legendary um, Elvis Presley. Now Johnny Bravo was a whole different segment from all the other shows I mentioned on that list. But I just thought that Johnny Bravo took the cake for hilarious, being funny. You know, I just thought it would be funny to do that. You know, but I enjoyed shows from back in the day where I grew up from Cartoon Network. I was not allowed to watch shows on Adult Swim just yet, not until I was a little older to understand the explicit content such as Family Guy, American Dad, Robot Chicken, Aqua Team Hunger Force, and 12 Ounce Mouse. Shows like that when I was a kid, I was not allowed to look at because I wasn't ready to watch. My parents really, really forbid me from watching shows like that until I turned 15, and then I was allowed to watch a couple shows off of that platform. Now now at like around 5 years older than I used to be. At 20 years old, I can watch almost any explicit content show I ever can that I can, except them other explicit shows that I'm not going to mention. I watched a show called Dexter on Showtime. I was not supposed to watch that, but I watched it anyway because it had the expense. It had the it had the this expense and everything else in between. It was a funny show. I mean, it wasn't funny, but it was serious. It was what exactly I was looking for in a show that I can actually enjoy watching. But yeah, it was a show that I was quite looking for at the time to look at of watching. I thought it would be entertaining to myself. So I said, all right, why not? I'll look at it. I'll look into it. I'll watch it. So I watched a pretty good series of Dexter. Dexter's a serial killer, and he's also a cop. He's an undercover cop in Miami. And what he does is he tracks people down, and then he asks them questions and tells them a little story about what about this and that, and then he kills them and he puts them in a freaking bag, and then I guess he does not bury them. He does not bury the suspect. He takes the suspect. He's also a father and a husband. So he has two jobs. He's two in one. Mr. X does will not. Mr. X does not do anything like that. Mr. X is a YouTuber. Mr. X is a character on this show, and I am a car enthusiast. I will be reviewing cars. I also review cars such as the Dodge Charger, Challenger, SRT, all that other stuff, Hellcats. If you guys want to know more about cars, let me know in the comment. Let me know in the comments, and then I'll do some videos about cars if you guys would like that. But if you guys don't like cars, like we can do something else, like video games, food, drinks, and all that other stuff, movies, cartoons, shows that should have been canceled, like Craig of the Creek. Craig of the Creek is a horrible show that came out in 2000 and I want to say 17 or 18. It was the worst show next to Adventure Time. Adventure Time actually does kind of suck. I don't care what you guys want to say in the comments. I don't care if you guys want to say the show does have good. Well, sure, the show will come back, but it's gonna be called something else. It's gonna be called something else, but it's gonna be a lot different. It's gonna be more serious. It's gonna have more characters. It's gonna have more. It's gonna have more. It's gonna have different things that I thought would be great to see, but yeah, that Jeep Grand Wagoneer debuted